name is Chase Johnson. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and we have used C3 Group several times on some of our large loss commercials and our higher end residential for their appraisal services and their public adjusting services. Their knowledge of the market, of the ever-changing regulations, and their ability to create a very thorough estimate from an understanding of construction and the management of the project.
Happy Monday, everyone. Lead meteorologist John Choquette back after being off for about a week with our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast, sponsored by C3 Group and Merlin Law Group. As always, check out both of their pages in the description below if you haven't already. So, website and app, as always, available. You can, if you're having any issues, you need some training, you're new to Hail Trace, we are more than happy to set up a training with you. Just give us a call. All the information that you need to contact us will be at the bottom. Will be at the last slide of this live broadcast, and you can always message us directly on Facebook as well if you are having trouble and you want to get well versed with hail trace when a big storm head towards you. So, forecast for today, we got two areas we're looking at here. We have Texas, which is very strange for being June 24th, and up here in the Great Lakes region, which is more normal for this time of year. So the first area here in Texas, Abilene, I give you a 5% chance for seeing some activity. These storms are going to be pretty isolated. I think we'll only see a couple storms fire up, and the strongest ones could have up some to 2-inch hail with them. I have a 2% chance of San Antonio. I think storms are kind of skirt around you, and there's a chance we could see storms all the way close to Mexico. But that hail size is probably pretty small. It gets pretty hot down there. A little challenging to keep the hail as large as in the sky by the time it gets to the ground. And the other area we're looking at here is up north in the Great Lakes region, including places like Chicago, Indianapolis, Detroit. But these storms look to be pretty isolated and fairly weak, so anything that can really keep itself together, have up to $half size hail possible. And again, this is going to be pretty isolated. Only a couple storms I think will have enough strength to get there. And also, yes, there is a comment in there from Heather's mom. Happy birthday to Heather today. She is getting a much deserved day off to enjoy her birthday. So looking at future radar, this first in the Great Lakes region, you see some isolated storms that they can stay isolated like it's looking here on the radar. We could see some hail, again, up to $half size. Otherwise, it's looking pretty quiet there today. Further down south, more likely to see some hail, especially out in the hill country there, but for the most part, I think it's going to be pretty rural where the big storms are going to be, but hey, you never know, we could get a big storm somewhere. So, looking ahead on your Tuesday, I think someone asked about Kansas City. We're looking at two main concentrations of where I think there'll be some hail, and then a kind of broad area where there'll be some showers and storms forming, and it is the second half of June, and the fact the Southern Plains is still at play is kind of unusual to begin with, but also when it's June, the areas of forcing is a lot more vague and more dependent upon what happens the day before, some various boundary to fire things off in a very unstable environment. So anywhere from Oklahoma City to Kansas City, that is the problem I have in there, where right now it's not looking like anything crazy is going to really happen, but there's that outside chance you could see some storms form tomorrow, and this forecast will likely change by the time we get to tomorrow as well. More expected, I guess you could say, is in the Texas Panhandle for the millionth time this year. Could see some up tennis ball size hail with any isolated storms that form there. Maybe even larger if we can get a storm to go real crazy. And then also just north of Kansas City. Again, we'll have to watch this carefully. All it takes is a little shift to the south and Kansas City is in play. I think we're going to see some storms form in southern Iowa, parts of northern Missouri, and even extending into western sections of Illinois. We could have up to 2-inch hail there. Storms are going to start off isolated and then turn into a line and move south. So in that area of initial development is where I'm expecting your biggest hail, and then turn into yet another squall line. I know Dallas, you've known all about the big wind-driven squall lines this year. I think Kansas City, you might see that tomorrow unless this shifts just the tiniest bit south, and Kansas City might be in play for some hail. So here's that future radar showing across the Central Plains for a good chunk of your day tomorrow. See some storms trying to form in Kansas, and again, just giving that general idea of where some things may want to develop, and then more concrete looking into the Texas Panhandle, where again you could see some pretty big hail out of these guys. And all year, just north, just east, just south. Yeah, I know Kansas City has really been pretty good at dodging some storms this year, and this random model isn't even showing anything at Kansas City. And also here we are to the east, southern parts of Iowa, storms exploding in the evening hours there. And then I shift a little further east so you can see parts of Illinois. There's that chance we could see any supercells that would form. If that was the case, that would be dropping some big time hail. But again, this is a day out. This probably will change in some regard for the day tomorrow. And that focus of activity in southern Iowa, that's where I'm really going to be paying attention to the best chance of seeing some pretty big hail. And yes, I know the struggles of Mother Nature not wanting to hit Kansas City. So we're looking longer range. So beyond tomorrow, it's kind of hard to pinpoint exact areas where I think it's going to hail, with the domino effect of June, where you have a storm happen and then it messes up the next day, which then messes up the next day, etc. So you just kind of look in the general pattern here, and this is looking more normal for late June, where things shift a lot further north. And I think Canada is going to start seeing some big time storms coming here at the end of this week, as we have a big system kicking out through slowly but surely across the west coast, going to the second half of the week and into this upcoming weekend, where portions of Montana, the Dakotas, and into the prairie region, I think is what they call it, in central Canada, all seeing the chance for some storms. And then unfortunately, we are pretty much done. I think Oklahoma and Texas, you're finally going to see an end to the severe weather by the end of this upcoming week. As we get closer and closer to July, we'll actually see more activity further north, and then maybe a more normal pattern for the Denver area, where you might see a little bit more hail as well as we head towards that 4th of July holiday. So that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you follow us here on Facebook so you hit see first. So hopefully, if anything does happen in Kansas City, you can go ahead and watch our live coverage of that. I know a lot of folks will be very excited about a big storm there at some point, and of course Denver and wherever you may be. Go ahead, give us a call if you have any issues with the website, comments, questions, or concerns, or interested in Hail Trace in general. 855-334-4245 right there on the screen. Email us or visit our website at hailtrace.com. And hi, Allie. Follow us at HailTrace on Instagram as well, where we've been posting stuff occasionally, especially from all of our storm chasing. If you haven't seen, we got videos of us shooting rockets into storms. Hopefully we'll be doing more of that. I think there's plans on us to go further north with the storms to storm chase in the coming weeks. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. We'll be back again tomorrow for another live update for our daily 12 p.m. health forecast on whatever platform you're watching us on. Have a great rest of your Monday, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.